And Meg is here now with a look at sports, and obviously not talking about the NHL, but still some playoff action at Rexall Place this spring.
Yes, we'll see at least 2 games in the Western League postseason, but we'd sure like to see a whole lot more. All that could depend on a certain Red Deer Rebel who's followed by some very important eyes every time he steps on the ice.
Nugent Hopkins moves in. Centering pass, scores! From Nugent Hopkins.
The oh-so-slick Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will be selected in the top 3 in June's NHL entry draft, and that's why Oilers chief scout Stu McGregor has been watching the 18-year-old like a hawk all season, but especially now that Nugent-Hopkins is filling the net.
He shows great hockey sense and skill, and he's got quick hands that make smart plays, passes and plays and darts through areas. The first goal he scored tonight, he just kind of came into the zone very quietly, found the hole, the puck came there, and bang, was in the net.
McGregor marvels at his intelligence on the ice. What he wants to find out now is how well the 6-foot, 165-pounder handles the tough going in the playoffs.
The knock or people's concerns may be just his size and his physical strength. So he's going to have to battle through a very intense period of time in the playoffs here, and I'm sure that Red Deer and he are very hopeful that they will have a long playoff run, and he would be able to continue and get through that grind.
And you'll find McGregor at Rexall tomorrow night at 7 as Nugent Hopkins and the Rebels try to take a 3-0 series lead. Already 5 points in the series for the prospect. He just loves lighting up the Oil Kings. Might be worth buying a ticket and checking him out in person. NHL this afternoon, the Canucks going for win number 50 versus Columbus. First period, Christian Ehrhoff finds the sheet for Vancouver. Third period now, Vancouver PP Henrik Sedin has all sorts of time in front. Make that 2-0 Canucks. Later in the frame, Ryan Kessler centers for Christopher Higgins, gets the angle just in time, and that's his 12th of the year, 3-zip. Back the other way, RJ Umberger finds the smallest gap to go for, right between Roberto Luongo and the crossbar. Doesn't matter, Canucks win their 50th, but it took them 40 years to do it. Senators in Atlanta, Jason Spezza with some sweet moves, sets up Eric Condra, 4-3 Thrashers, goes to a shootout. 4th round, Andrew Ladd wins it for Atlanta. Pittsburgh and Florida Penguins down 1-0. Ben Lovejoy works the wrister to tie it up. Off to another shootout, and James Neal can win it for the Pens. He does. 2-1 final. Boston in Philly, 3 minutes left in the third. Game tied at 1. Boston power play sets up Brad Marchand for the game-winning goal, his 20th, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Game 7 will be needed in the AJHL South Division Final. The Okotoks Oilers visiting the Camrose Kodiaks tonight with a chance to finish them off, but the Kodiaks iced their best lineup, and they came to play. The Oilers' Scott Boland opened the scoring in the second period, but Camrose was persistent. The next 3 goals belonged to the Kodiaks, courtesy Tanner Dion and John Lidgett. Lidgett rises to the occasion, and he nets 2 on the night, including the game winner. The Kodiaks were down 3-1 in the series, but came up huge in the last 2 games while facing elimination. The big test will be Tuesday night in Okotoks. The winner moves on to face the well-rested Spruce Grove Saints, who won the North Division final in a sweep against Fort McMurray. Canada-Sweden relations have taken a turn for the worst, at least in curling, a year after Annette Norberg stole the Olympics from Cheryl Bernard. The sneaky Swede got the best of Amber Holland at the Worlds. The women's final in Denmark today, Holland trying the double raise in 8. She wants 2, but it's only a single and a 5-4 lead. It came down to this, Canada with hammer in 10 and a chance for victory.
Oh, now they did. They waited. Now it's up to Kalinchuk and Schneider. They had to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait too long.
Trouble with the sweeping, and Canada comes up light. Norberg steals the win with 2 in the 10th. Meantime, it was Alberta versus Manitoba in the Canadian Wheelchair Championship right here in our city. 7th end, Manitoba's Chris Subkowiz counts 3 and 8-6 coming home. So final shot for Alberta's Bruno Jacek, and he needs 2 to tie and go to extras, but it looks to be a little bit light. Needs a part of the 4-foot, but won't get it. That means it's time to celebrate for Manitoba. Hugs all around as they take the Canadian crown. A great job by the Jasper Place Club for hosting the event. The ear-splitting sounds, nostril-burning smells, and amazing sights of the Indy have returned.
Drivers, start your engines.
NHL star Vincent Lecavalier, the Grand Marshal of the season opening race in St. Petersburg, Florida. 5 cars get all mixed up on the very first turn, and here's Danica Patrick, and this won't help her cause. Little contact, and that'll need some fixing. Series rookie Charlie Kimball going hard until he meets the concrete and loses a wheel. And Aussie Will Power had the pole, but Scotsman Dario Franchitti had the power. Power came in second, Tony Kanaan third, and Alex Tagliani was sixth. Edmonton's own Tara Whitten continues her winning ways in cycling. Now the rider to beat at the London Olympics after victory today in the World Championships in Holland. The 30-year-old finished #1 in what they call the Omnium, a 6-event competition over 2 days. Meantime, in Mooloolaba, Australia, Olympic triathlon medal contender Paula Findlay from Edmonton was 4th in her season-opening World Cup race. Fighting high winds and heavy rains, the 21-year-old completed the 1.5K swim, 40K bike, and 10K run in just over 2 hours and 4 minutes. Final round at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, leader Martin Laird took a double on 11, allowing this man to take over. Steve Marino's birdie on 10 moves him to -9. Marino's tee shot on the par 3 17th leads to double bogey. Still the leader in the clubhouse at 7 under. Laird birdies 16, now at 8 under, and he has this for the win. He does it, +3 on the day, but that's enough to name him champion. All the experts saying #1 ranked Kansas would have its way with Virginia Commonwealth. Well, guess what? There's a reason they play the game. The little school that could, does. The 11 seed pulls off a monster upset to make the Final Four. Also today, Kentucky put down North Carolina. And finally, they came, they flipped, they spun, they vaulted, and then they left. It was the final Sunday at the Triple Flip Wild Rose International Invitational today, so the pressure was ramped up. Gymnasts from Canada, China, and Australia competing for the individual honors at the Expo Center. This here is Kristen Clarenbach from the Champions Club here in Edmonton. She's a member of Canada's senior national team, and that appears to be one heck of a great vault. Clarenbach coming off a bronze medal team performance at the Commonwealth Games. Over on the bars, more outstanding performances as these athletes continue their preparation to qualify for the 2012 Summer Olympics.
Jeez, I don't know how they do that. I just, like, my heart starts racing just watching them.
And hard on the bones, too. They land so hard, but I guess they know how to do it.
True athletes, for sure. All right, thanks, Meg.